Hi, it's James here today. I worked in a factory a long time. And, what I did, 'cause, the factories, it's like feast or famine. Sometimes I'd be working 65 hours a week, 7 days a week, getting double time, time and a half. And sometimes we got slow. And, they drop us down to 32 hours. And, if you collect unemployment, if you get laid off, it's around $400 in Canada. Depends on your wage. But what I did, when I was getting to overtime hours, I just said, okay, whatever extra I made, I'll try and invest it somewhere, or pay down credit card debt, or pay your car off. That's what you do. Just say, okay, it's 32 hours my pay I'm going to live off of, so whatever extra, invest it or save it, and pay off whatever you can. Especially credit cards, fuck. They'll absorb more money than fuck. You get $1 raise a year, then you look at how much interest you paid on your credit card, you're like, holy shit. So that's just my advice. If you get overtime once in a while, do the right thing with it and just live cheap as you can. And base yourself on your 32-hour pay schedule, and the rest of it, if you're working 40, do something good with it. And it'll come back over years, If you're spending 20 to 35 years working somewhere and you get overtime a lot, invest that money. That's for sure. And I went, I think, 6 years without taking a vacation, like working nonstop. And when I got my vacation pay, they didn't pay it out like every 6 months like some companies do. You could just build it up. And I waited, never took a vacation. Then I got a big ass check, and I took that check. I think at the time it was around 10 grand, and I invested it. So another 6 years down the road, it's worth 18 grand. So that's what you do, If you have overtime, use it to your best ability to save and let the money work for you. So you don't have to kill your body, because after 50, things start to get a little odd. You feel aches and pains in your ankles and your knees. And one thing I can say, if you're working in a factory, most factories pay for your work boots. Put some good fucking insoles in them, or whatever they give you for the boots. Spend another $100 and get the best comfortable boot you can. Because I did 29 years in the factory, you can feel it. I was on medication for my foot. So standing on cement for 10, 12 hours a day. And I had to take these anti-inflammatory pills just to take off the irritation in my foot because it was swelling up a little bit. And they wouldn't let me sit down in the factory. I'm like, fuck. You always got to stand up. Like, God damn it. But yeah, if you can, that's just my message from James today. If you get a little overtime, make your money work for you. Invest a little bit, pay down debt. Paying down debt's the best thing to do. Then after you get your debt paid, then you can invest a little bit. But, you could do like a 50-50 ratio, pay down a little debt and invest a little bit. But that's what to do if you're working overtime, because the time flies, and as simple as that. And don't live over your means. People always buy these new cars they can't afford, buy toys they can't afford. I drive a beat-up 2013 truck. I don't give a fuck what people think of me. It's not bad, but fuck. I don't know. I ain't got a car payment and haven't had one in 10 years. We'll probably never get one. I prefer just to walk to the grocery store down the road. Anyways, James out.